If you find yourself living a life marked by scarcity, know that the absence of wealth is not the primary cause of your struggles. Rather, it is the misdirection of your thoughts. You may think the world must transform before you can experience abundance, yet remember, the world's simply your inner reality. Wealth does not come from brute force or sheer luck. It is revealed to those who train their minds to recognize it. You are surrounded by opportunities and possibilities, shimmering with potential, yet you may remain blind to them. Just as a blind man stumbles over treasures due to his untrained vision, so too have you overlooked the wealth that exists around you. Not because it isn't there, but because your mind has not been conditioned to perceive it. You entered this world amidst a sea of abundance, but this sea does not fill your cup unless you make an effort to lift your vessel. Your thoughts are that vessel. Your faith serves as your guiding force, and your decisions are the captains that steer your ship. Unless these elements are properly trained, your ship will remain docked, never setting sail toward prosperity. I assure you, wealth is not merely garnered by active labor. It must first be commanded by the mind. Until your mindset aligns with wealth, you will continue to live in lack. Until you take control of your subconscious, you will be adrift in fear. Until you establish a clear aim, your life will reflect chaos and confusion. Your thoughts behave like wild horses, powerful and unbridled. Yet you were not meant to be ruled by them. Instead, you were born to master them. You must rein in your mind, harness its energy, and direct it toward the pursuit of wealth and abundance. This is not mere fantasy. It is the very essence of natural law. Instead of asking, "Where is my wealth?" consider this instead. Where is my attention? For it is attention that sows the seeds of riches. Controlled thoughts are the levers that can move mountains. You are not devoid of opportunities. You are devoid of mental command. What follows are the 8 iron laws, a series of mental disciplines that will train your mind to think abundantly and to expand your perception toward prosperity, empowerment, and purposeful service. Thus, transformation is not sporadic or done on a whim. It must be practiced daily, faithfully, and rhythmically. What you repeat, you will become. And what you become, you will inevitably attract. Figures like Carnegie built their fortunes with this understanding. Ford expanded through it. Edison illuminated the world because of it. Rockefeller achieved quiet wealth because he cultivated a mindset focused on empires. They were not merely lucky or chosen. They obeyed the laws that govern abundance and trained their subconscious to keep their sights fixed on definitive goals. Now, it is your turn. You must rethink your current patterns and refuse to entertain doubts, fears, or confusion. Instead, cultivate a mindset of abundance and certainty. Act decisively and plant daily seeds of strength and purpose. These laws are not for the casual observer, the drifter, or the doubtful. They are for the builders, the doers, the quiet individuals who have resolved, "I will think in riches until that is all I know." Do not take this lightly. The power you are about to access has built empires, formed the infrastructure of nations, and drawn fortunes from thin air. This wellspring of potential is not found externally. It lies within you. Let us begin this journey together. Let us train our minds and sow only thoughts of wealth. Repeat after me. I train my mind to think only in terms of riches. I speak solely of wealth. I become what I command. The first law demands that your mind be dominated by a definitive chief aim, not merely influenced or inspired, but dominated. for no individual can command riches when their thoughts are scattered. Just as a ship cannot reach its destination without a clear course, a life cannot yield abundance without a single ruling purpose that is clearly defined and deeply felt. The majority of people lack this clarity. They drift, rising each day and reacting to the demands and distractions of those around them. Their thoughts are borrowed, their time is wasted, and their actions are not governed by personal command, but dictated by external pressures. Consequently, they earn just enough to survive, but never enough to thrive. If you aspire to build wealth, the first step is not labor, but contemplation. You must sit down with yourself and ask, what do I desire above all things? What singular goal will I focus my thoughts, faith, persistence, and obedience upon? Until you answer this question, all your efforts are in vain, and your actions are blind. Andrew Carnegie shared a critical insight. Young man, sit down and write the purpose of your life. Until that is done, you will be working against the laws of riches. I took his advice to heart, and from that moment forward, my life transformed. I was no longer a wanderer, but a commander. So, write this down. My definite chief aim is the guiding law of my mind. I give my thoughts no other option but to serve this purpose. Do not articulate this as a mere wish or a hope. State it as a decree. Your mind functions as a governing body, and your definite chief aim acts as its constitution. Every thought must align with it. Every word must reinforce it. Every action must serve it. Eject anything that does not serve your aim until your purpose is inked into reality. Until it is expressed aloud, it remains nothing but air. Until it is entrenched in your subconscious through regular repetition, it remains a mere idea without substance. Do not make the excuse of being too busy to articulate your aim. That is the mindset of a drifter, not a builder. You have time. What you lack is the decisive determination to act. Repeat this affirmation. I give my mind no other option but to obey my aim. I think in harmony with wealth. I reject all stray thoughts. A vague mind inevitably leads to a vague life. A person whose thoughts fluctuate between aspirations for wealth, worries about survival, moments of pleasure, and episodes of fear has already chosen a path to failure. The mind can only follow one master. It will either be guided by your chief aim or succumb to drift. Let me reiterate the law. Until your definite chief aim becomes the central focus of your life, wealth will remain elusive. The riches you seek must be summoned by thoughts empowered by faith, reinforced through repetition, and proven through decisive actions. Read your aim aloud every morning, before the world has a chance to sway you. Let your voice be the first law your mind hears. Speak it passionately, standing tall and breathing deeply. Speak as a builder, not a beggar. Repeat it again every night, allowing your aim to anchor itself in your subconscious. If you feel silly proclaiming your intentions aloud, it is a clear sign that the voice of doubt still controls your mind. You must drown that voice out. Speak until you believe, and believe until doubt becomes a distant memory. When your subconscious hears the same commanding phrases daily, charged with feeling, it begins to accept them as reality. When accepted, it sets into motion a series of events designed to bring those aspirations to fruition. People, opportunities, insights, and timing will conspire to align with your definite thoughts. Do not hide your aim. Display it prominently in your living space. Carry it with you like a talisman. Let it resonate through your voice and be reflected in your eyes. Embrace being seen as obsessive, for obsession is the price of greatness. The world may mock you or consider you outlandish. Let them drift while you remain steadfast in your commitment to the laws of abundance, knowing that such commitment will be rewarded. Repeat this. My aim is written. My aim is spoken. My aim is felt. My aim is law. Without a singular purpose dominating your mind, you will become a slave to countless trivial impulses. Wealth does not stem from chaos, and it cannot flourish in fragmented efforts. You must focus on one clear aim, nurturing it with belief, protecting it with discipline, articulating it with authority, and daily acting toward its realization. This is the first law, and without it, all other laws lose their validity. No amount of reading, wishing, or hard work can replace this fundamental step. Define your purpose. Write it down. Read it aloud. Repeat it until your mind becomes solely dedicated to that one thought. Embrace this affirmation. I do not live in confusion. I do not drift aimlessly. I do not spread my attention thin. I live with purpose. I live by law. I live to fulfill my chief aim. Before we move forward, understand this. Do not proceed further until you have followed this prescription. Take pen to paper, find your voice, write down your aim, speak it aloud, and read it again tonight. Return tomorrow not as a wanderer, but as one who has firmly decided their path. Let us now proceed to the next law. The subconscious mind does not engage in debate. It does not question or argue. It simply obeys what it hears repeated. Each time you voice a thought, it becomes etched in your subconscious. Each time you visualize a result, it plants a seed within. Each time you hold a belief, it becomes rooted in your mind. Most people struggle financially not due to a lack of desire, but because they continuously rehearse thoughts of scarcity. They speak about debts and hardships, ponder losses, and ruminate on misfortunes. And the ever-obedient mind replies, "Very well," until their world reflects the pattern they have created. You must take control over what fills your thoughts. What will you repeat? Remember, repetition is power. Repetition is law. It is how belief transforms into nature. It is not a fleeting moment of inspiration that alters your life. Instead, it is the consistent narrative you tell yourself, hour after hour, that shapes your reality. Repeat this affirmation. I do not repeat confusion. I do not repeat fear. I do not echo limitations. I repeat wealth. I repeat universal law. I repeat personal power. You do not receive what you want. You manifest what you focus on throughout each day. Your desires must be cultivated like seeds in a field. You do not plant a seed merely once. You plant, water, guard, protect, and affirm its growth consistently. So it is with the riches of the mind. Thomas Edison did not invent the light bulb by mere chance. He envisioned it and rehearsed it mentally countless times before the filament ever shone. The conception occurred within his mind first, created by the unwavering repetition of his thoughts, prompting the material world to comply. You must form the habit of reiterating your ambitions, not just once, not just twice, but until the notion of wealth becomes the only rhythm your mind embraces. Write this down. I am a builder of riches. Money responds to my clear thoughts. My contributions yield rewards. My life aligns with my purpose. Speak each statement aloud. Do so with vigor. Say them again tonight. Repeat them tomorrow until any hesitance fades. Most individuals whisper their aspirations for prosperity while shouting their fears. You must reverse this. Declare your desires boldly. and move quietly away from doubt. Ensure that your words match your vision, that your vision aligns with your aim, and that your aim is echoed until the subconscious finally surrenders to it. Understand this. The subconscious is a fertile ground that does not choose what to plant. That power lies with you. If you sow seeds of worry, negativity, and hesitation, your harvest will reflect those outcomes. However, if you plant seeds of definite riches and bolster them with affirmations, you shall reap abundant rewards in due time. Affirm this aloud. My mind accepts only thoughts of prosperity. My words reveal only belief. My vision perceives only riches. This initiative is not about hope. It is about mastery. You must train your inner ear to anticipate wealth. Train your inner eye to visualize abundance. Train your tongue to speak solely in alignment with your objectives. Avoid expressions like, I will try. Instead, confidently proclaim, I will succeed. Cast aside phrases like, I hope it arrives, and declare, I have chosen to create it. Your vocabulary must exude strength, and your speech should serve as the forge for your unwavering faith. Each repetition strengthens your resolve. Each affirmation constructs your fortitude. Each declaration clears the mental weeds. When you commit to this daily practice, you'll look around and notice that your outer circumstances begin to reflect the inner obedience you have cultivated. You must safeguard your repetitions, protect your mindset. A person cannot proclaim abundance while surrounded by negativity. They cannot affirm wealth and then engage in conversations full of lack. Your internal climate must synchronize with your spoken truths. If your surroundings mock your aspirations, distance yourself. If your companions diminish your drive, detach from them. If your environment poisons your mindset, seek a new landscape. The architect of wealth must defend their garden fiercely. Say this now. I repeat my affirmations until they become my language. I speak of riches until they resonate with my being. I verbalize purpose until it transforms my identity. The gravest error is inconsistency. To declare wealth in the morning and then indulge in fear by the afternoon is akin to watering a seed while simultaneously setting it alight. The subconscious cannot serve two conflicting voices. It must embrace one master, and that master can only be prosperity. This is how the powerful law of cosmic habit force manifests. When a thought is voiced consistently, the subconscious accepts it as a permanent truth. Once it is taken as such, the idea becomes habitual, and the world must yield to its influence. Affirm this final declaration. I do not wait for riches. I think them into existence. I do not plead for success. I enact its laws. I do not merely wonder. I decisively declare. Now, devote the next hour to repetition. Take your aim, your affirmations, and vocalize them. Write them down again and repeat them tonight. This is not a one-time exercise. It must be a daily commitment. Repetition is the chisel that shapes your mind into a magnet for wealth. Let us now proceed to the next law. No one can fill their minds with thoughts of abundance if they are already crowded with doubt. The seed of riches cannot flourish in poisonous soil, and doubt serves as poison, silent, subtle, yet deadly. You must purify your mind, eradicate the whispers of uncertainty, uproot the foundation of fear before you anticipate the flourishing of wealth. Many live alongside doubt, allowing it to become a reluctant companion. They unconsciously nourish it with their thoughts and words, accepting it as an undeniable truth simply because it feels familiar. Let me be clear. Doubt is not truth. It is noise, and it is your greatest adversary. If you fail to conquer it, it will stealthily overthrow you. You must interrogate the voice that tells you, you cannot achieve this. Ask yourself, is this thought originating from within you, or have you borrowed it from a fearful parent or a limited teacher? Never forget, the mind is not innately fearful. It has learned this fear, and thus it can be retrained to embrace belief. Repeat this statement. I reject doubt as false. I believe in my wealth even before it becomes tangible. I speak my success into existence. Abraham Lincoln faced ridicule, hatred, and rejection, yet he pressed forward, not because he craved public praise, but because he adhered to a deeply ingrained inner law. His belief stood firm, unaffected by external validation. It was forged through solitude, decision, repetition, and duty. This is how belief is cultivated, not by feeling, but by command. You do not believe simply because you feel powerful. You believe because you choose to. You will recite your affirmations until they root themselves deeper than mere emotions or memories. You will speak your truths until they solidify into reality. Engage in this exercise. Enumerate your most persistent doubts on paper. Those phrases you hear frequently, the sentences that haunt your progress, such as, I am not prepared, I have not enough, or what if I fail? Write them down, then burn that paper and replace it with declarations of truth. Supplant them with phrases like, I am ready now. I move forward because I have made the decision. I build wealth because it is my birthright. Doubt is not rational. It is an emotion you must overpower with your declaration. Reason alone will not dispel fear. You must ardently proclaim your way out. The subconscious absorbs experiences charged with emotion more readily than those blanketed in logic. Subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to stay updated with more motivational content. Like, share, and comment to support our work and spread the message.